Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing good. So we'll proceed with the further part. Till last class we have done the problems based on direction cosines, direction ratios, finding your angles, right? Now we will study the equation of a line in a space. Okay, so your next part is equation of a line in a space. So your line is uniquely determined if first point if it passes through a given point and has a given direction, okay, and second point it passes through two given points. First, what they are telling, first point is passing through given point and has given a direction also, they will be already giving, and in the second point is through two given points. So we'll go separately step by step. First we will see of a equation line passing through given point and given direction. Okay, so that's what. So the first point I've written, equation of a line through a given point and parallel to a given vector b. So vector b is your direction given. Okay, what is the diagram given? First, obvious, we have taken our Cartesian plane. Okay, Cartesian plane in your three-dimensional space. So three-dimensional space is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, right? So from here what I'll do, I'll just mark any point A. Okay, here I'll mark any point A. So from your origin to A, this becomes your position vector, right? So I can join this point. So this becomes your position vector, right? OA. This you can take it as vector A. We will take this as vector A. Now next what we'll do, again we'll take a point. Okay, one more point we'll take as a P, and again we will take one more position vector as your R. Okay, before pointing our point P, let us make a line passing through the point A. Okay, leave this first point B. First we are taking a point A, the position vector of this is vector A, and then we are making a line L passing through the point A. You have done already passing through a point. Okay, this L, it is parallel to your vector B. Okay, this line is parallel to your vector B. Your line vector B, you can tell. This vector B they have given, right? They have given this. So this line is parallel to this. Now we'll make any point, arbitrary point P. Along with that, from here if we take through origin, so obvious here also we'll get a position vector, and that we can take it as R, because OP usually we go with R itself, right? So here you'll get your OP position vector, and this we will take it as vector R. Okay, so this is your diagram, equation of a line through a given point and parallel to the vector B. See what they have said, we have done that. Equation of a line. Now you have to find the equation of this line which is passing through the point which they had given, A the point they have given, and even the direction. Direction is for given vector B. This also direction they had given. To that we have taken our one more arbitrary point we have taken. Okay, any arbitrary point, and its position vector we have taken. This is all, everything you have to write. I'll not write, but I'll show you what all you have to write. So by this, your AP is parallel to a vector B, right? So I can write that. I'll just write the main points. Before that, what all you have to write, again at the last I will tell. Okay, first listen to the explanation, go through the explanation, then start writing. So your AP is parallel to your vector B. So what I can take, AP is equal to lambda vector B. Lambda is what? Lambda will be any real number. Okay, some real number. It should be real number only. Then we will equate the equation, because here you see you will get a right angle triangle. So we have to take help of that. You can see OAP. If you just tilt your head, or if I tilt my book itself, right? If I do in such a way, you can see. So you will get a right angle triangle. So your AP will be equal to what? OP minus OA, right? Because this is your hypotenuse, this is your base, and this you can take as your perpendicular, right? So if you're finding your hypotenuse, this plus this you do, right? Now it is base. So AP will be equal to OP minus OA. And then your AP, so we know AP is what? It is equal to your vector B, and vector B we have taken as lambda B vector. So that all points I will write first. First write from here to here what all I have explained you. It is the same explanation, just in sentences they have written, that's it. So first write this, draw a diagram, anyhow first draw the diagram and you can start, or if you want to draw to your right hand side or left hand side, it depends on you. But after drawing, first write this explanation, and then whatever I am writing on the notes, you can carry it on after this paragraph. ಮೊದಲೇ ನೀವು ಡೈಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಬರೀರಿ. ನಾನು ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಫುಲ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಬರೀರಿ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ in the notes, that all you can carry it point by point. Okay, please pause the video to note it down. So as I said you, our AP is parallel to vector B, so I have written that. So AP will be equal to lambda vector B, where your lambda is some real number, which I said you just few minutes back. But your AP is what? AP is equal to OP minus OA. I just explained you, this is your triangle. Yes, you are getting your triangle. So AP is equal to OP minus OA. This AP is equal to OP minus OA. Here AP, what we have got? Lambda is equal to vector B. So in place of AP we write lambda into vector B, and your OP position vector, which you are getting as your vector R. So your OP will be vector R minus, and your OA will be what you have? Vector A, right? So you are writing vector A. So in short, you are getting this. Conversely, for each value of the parameter lambda, for this lambda, so your lambda is a parameter, so conversely for each value of parameter, the equation gives the position of point on the line. So your vector equation of this line is given by, how it will be given? We are finding the R, right? Because AP we want vector position is this ours. So for R, if you want, we can consider from here only. I'll write once again, minus R minus A. So if I want vector R, I have to take my A to the left hand side, right? So this becomes vector A plus lambda vector B. So this you can take it as equation 1. I hope this is clear for you. We are just deriving the equation. Don't go so deeply. There's nothing so deeply also. Just consider the diagram and just write the points. That's it. This is very important because you'll get the questions on your vector equation. When they're telling to find vector equation, then your formula will be this. Okay, vector equation of a line when they tell. Next is derivation of Cartesian form from your vector form. You have this vector form. From this only, now we have to derive for your Cartesian form. So how we do? Let the coordinates of the given point A, for this only, for the same diagram, this coordinates we are taking it as x1, y1, comma z1. Okay, and the direction ratios will be A, B, C, right? We usually take that only. See, the same we have written coordinates of the given points B, x1, y1, z1 of your A, of your point A, because point A only they had given us, and its direction ratios of the line L, its direction ratios is A, B, C. Consider the coordinates of any point P, B, x, y, z. Yes, we had taken our any point, arbitrary point P. So this, its coordinates we are taking as x, y, z. Better shall I write? P coordinates we are taking x, y, z. Okay, and A coordinates it is x1, y1, z1. Right, and the direction ratios of L will be A, B, C. Okay. So your vector R will be what? X I cap plus Y j cap plus Z k cap. This we have, right? Position vector, it is given by the coordinates of the points whatever we take. Then same, our vector A will be what? Vector A coordinates are x1, y1, z1. So it will be what? x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, right? Now is your B. even vector b we need. So vector b, here shall I write vector b. See, we know this direction ratios we have got a, b, c, and we know this line is parallel to your vector b. So a, b, c will follow for this also direction ratios. These were its coordinates. So this also will be written as a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap, right? Here you remember one thing, your vector r, when we take modulus vector, because this is position vector, so you take root of x square plus y square plus z square, right? Even same goes, this you can take as modulus vector r. Even same goes for your vector a. This also it becomes what, root of x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. But vector b, this you shouldn't get confused with taking this as modulus vector b, because this is a line parallel to your line given. Okay, so its direction ratios a, b, c, so we have taken with the help of that. Don't get confused with your modulus of vector b for this point. Now we have got your r, we have got your a, we have got your b. Okay, sorry, vector r, vector a, vector b. These values substituting in our equation 1 and equating the coefficients I, j, k. Why? Because same, right? I, j, k, I, j, k, I, j, k. So I can equate it separately, I part, j part, k part, right? So we are substituting in equation 1. What was our equation 1? R vector is equal to vector a plus lambda vector b. So values I have put, vector a xi cap plus y j cap plus z k cap is equal to vector a is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap plus lambda, vector b is a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Now what we have to do? We have to equate our I coefficients. This we will first keep it as it is, because we have to equate it, right? Left hand side, right hand side. First we will properly sub our right hand side. Here also I is there, here also is there. So I part once you take, this will be equal to x1 plus lambda a. You have to multiply your lambda, right? So lambda into a, and common is what? I cap. So your I cap one part you keep. Second is j cap. So what you get? y1 plus same lambda b j cap. Then you have of k cap, that you will get z1 plus lambda into c, and your k cap is common. So here you can see how we do in our complex numbers, equating real side and imaginary side. Same here also we will equate the coefficients of I, j, k, k. So x, if you equate coefficients of I, we get x will be equal to x1 plus lambda a. Am I right? Y will be equal to y1 plus lambda b. Z will be equal to z1 plus lambda c. So you have equate the coefficients of I cap, j cap and k cap. Now what we are doing, our lambda is parametric equations, right? And parametric equations of the line, how it is given? By eliminating our lambda. When you have direction ratios, how you do a by l, like that, right? So how it becomes? X minus, take it to the other side, this will be x minus x1. What you will get? X minus x1, which will be equal to lambda a. But we are eliminating it, means we are skipping our lambda. Eliminating means subtracting our lambda. So what we will get when a lambda is not there? So this will be x minus x1 divided by a. Okay, divided by a we are taking. We are dividing it, that's it. This will be equal to, because in 3 also equation it is lambda, so we are equating it. 3 also we are equating it, because here you see x minus, when you can see you will get x minus x1 is equal to a. Here what you will get? Y minus y1 is equal to b, and you will get z minus z1 equal to c. So this, from each we are eliminating the lambda. So we will equate this everything, and at the end we get x minus x1 divided by a, this is equal to y minus y1 divided by b, this is equal to z minus z1 divided by c. So this is your Cartesian equation of the line. So when they'll ask in the problems, solve or find the Cartesian equation, then you have to use your this formula. I hope it is clear. It is not much like you have to use your head, nothing, just do your additions, that's it. And here we are eliminating lambda, simple, finish it. Because your parametric equations, we have given it like this in your ratios and all, you have done it, right? Your external, your internal. So don't get so much into it. Remember the equations, because this only is useful. Problems, they'll ask this only, your vector form and your Cartesian form. Vector form, depending on this, you have your vector r is equal to vector a lambda vector b. Your Cartesian form is x minus x1 by a is equal to y minus y1 by b is equal to z minus z1 by c. I hope this is clear. In the same way, exactly, here they are telling it passes through two given points. Here you had just one given point and you had a direction, vector b you had. Now here they will give you 2 points, 2 given, they have already given that points. So we will see that. Sorry. So let our vector a and vector b be 2 given position vectors. Okay. These points, what we can take these points, we can take it as x1, y1, z1, and this will take as x2, y2, z2. Okay, and you can see they are lying in the same plane, same line, plane also same line you can see. So they are collinear, right? Lying the points on the same line, they are called as collinear. So we have taken this. Now we'll take one more position vector r. So somewhere we'll take here, like we'll take a point P. So if we join this, we'll get a position vector r. Point P will take as x, y, z. So same on the same line. So P will be your arbitrary point x, y, z. So this line, your AP vector AP you are taking, vector AP will be equal to what? Vector A minus vector R. You can see vector B and your vector R, it is having in your one section one side and your vector A is in your other side. So this is going beyond your x axis and y axis, it is in your, you can consider your z axis, you take here x, y, z. So whenever you have your angles, right, you have studied your angles, supplementary angles when it is, so 180 degree minus you do, right, whenever here you can see, so this 1 degree, when it comes here, it is going from your outer side, right, your supplementary angles you are getting 180 degree minus you do, right, whenever you are finding of angles. So the same way your AP, when you are finding the vector of this, how it will be, vector R minus vector A. Same way you have done, like AP parallel to your vector B. So how it was, vector R minus vector A. This will be same, vector R minus vector A. Your AB will be what? AB will be vector B minus vector A. So we will equate AP equal to AB. Why? Because these 3 points also are lying in the same line. If they are lying in the same line means they are collinear. If they are collinear means we can equate it, right? So now what all I have said, again I will mark you what all you have to write. I am not writing all that. It consumes a lot of time. So write this. Whatever I have explained you same. Let AB. Till here you write. This para you write. Okay. Pause the video to write, note it down. First draw the diagram. Then write first this sentence and then you can go to the second which I am writing and I am showing you. So let R be the position vector of any arbitrary point, this point x, y, z. Then P is a point on the line. If and only if I have said you vector AP will be equal to what? Vector R minus vector A, and your vector AB will be equal to vector B minus vector A because they are collinear. So your P is on the line if and only if vector R minus vector A will be equal to lambda of vector B minus vector A, which means in short how it is, vector AP will be equal to lambda of vector AB, lambda into vector AB, where your lambda belongs to some real number. So directly they have written it like this, because same you have done in your previous, which passes through a point. It is similar, right? Same it is. So we have to find your vector R only, right? So vector R will be what? Vector A plus, taking it to the right hand side, so minus becomes plus, vector A plus lambda into vector B plus vector A. So you have to remember this, because in your question they'll ask this only. Okay, because this is your vector equation, right? You can write here, this is vector equation of the line. Okay, of the line, this is vector equation. Just remember these formulas, it is enough, but you have to go through with your derivations. Okay, this is very important, and this chapter is also very important. Pause the video to note it down. So it is very easy. If you get to these derivations, you can earn your 3 marks or 2 marks if they ask, like half of part. Next, same derivation we will do. Same derivation in the Cartesian form, right? From your vector form. So we are taking our same R as your xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. This is how it came. I have explained you in the previous derivation itself. Your R is your P with the point P position vector. A, yes, with your point A, x1, y1, z1, and your B here you has x2, y2, z2. Here these two are the given points. Okay. So now A, R, A, B, we are substituting in your equation 1. What was your equation 1? Vector R is equal to vector A plus lambda vector B minus vector A. So vector B is what? x2 plus y2 plus z2 minus x1 plus y1 plus z1, full I cap, j cap, z cap. So directly I can write here, I can explain you. B minus A will be x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1 into I cap plus y2 minus y1 into j cap plus z2 minus z1 into k cap. Instead of writing that step, directly I have written. How it has come, you have known it. Just subtracting, I have grouped your I cap, j cap and your z cap. See how you will be having vector B minus vector A you have, right? Your vector B is what? x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap minus you have x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, right? Like this you have. So mine I coefficients at 1 I can do x2 minus x1, I am grouping, right? I cap you get, plus then j cap, you will get y2 minus y1 j cap, then you have k cap, so plus z2 minus z1 k cap. So the same, only this directly I have written. Understood? Simply your time consumes in this, directly have written here. Hope it is clear. Now we have what you have to do, equating the coefficients of I, j, k, right? Same you have to equate the coefficients, your left hand side and your right hand side. So what we get, x will be equal to, here you have one I coefficient, here also you have with I coefficient. First we will group up your right hand side part, then we will equate. So what you will get, x is equal to 1, you see you have x1 plus lambda x2 minus x1 of I. Then comes of your j, you get y is equal to y1 plus lambda, because this lambda is for everything, right? Interior, lambda into y2 minus y1. Then comes your z with your k cap, you are equating, right? K is equal to z1 plus lambda, same z2 minus z1. Simple it is, right? When you are equating your real to real, imaginary, you do like this, right? So I to I, j to j, k to k. Now as a previous same, we are eliminating our lambda. Eliminating lambda means how we will get x minus x1. Yes, x minus x1. So here you will be having with lambda x2 minus x1. Same I will show you, y minus y1 lambda y2 minus y1 z minus z1 is equal to lambda z2 minus z1. It has gone here, just please note it. So when we are eliminating lambda means how it becomes x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1, right, which will be equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1, which will be equal to z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1, okay, which is the equation of line in the Cartesian form. I hope it is clear. You have to remember these equations only. You have to remember this. How we have eliminated, I have shown you. Just eliminating means this goes to the denominator side. But actually when you write on eliminating lambda, you shouldn't write this step. Before eliminating, write this step and then you write on eliminating lambda, okay. That will be good. First write this step here, then write this step, and then this equation comes, okay. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬರೀರಿ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀರಿ, ಆನ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ವಿ obtain, after that this equation, okay. I hope this is clear how I am telling you. So based on this, both on your derivations, I'll show you one example, then it will be very clear for you. You have to remember just this formulas. They will ask you find the Cartesian form of the line in of the line, okay, and vector equation of the line. So you have to use the formula. Simple. They'll give you two vectors, you have to find it, substitute and find it, your x values, x1 x2 values all, okay. I hope it is clear. Just remember that formulas, it's okay. If you are next you can take this note. See, if LMN are the direction cosines of the equation of line, okay, of your line x minus x1 by a, what we write. So that just a, b, c changes by l, m, n. If they have given LMN, there we are taken a, b, c as direction cosines, right. Now based on the equation of a line which we have got vector form and your Cartesian form, we'll see problems so that it will be clear for you. What they are telling, find the vector and the Cartesian equations of the line through the point 5 to minus 4 and which is parallel to the vector. So equation of line which we have done right now, there you will be having a line, right. In that point also they have mentioned point they give and even the vector, that is b vector we have taken. So same, they have given you point and vector b. So we will write our point OA, we can take it as vector A only, right, as our position vector we have taken. So this will be automatically how 5 I cap plus 2 j cap minus 4 k cap, and this is your vector b, right. So vector b is 3 I cap plus 2 j cap minus 8 k cap. So here you can see you have got your a, you have got your b. We will take our vector equation. What is our vector equation? Pause it to note down. So vector equation of the line is given by vector r is equal to vector a plus lambda vector b, right. So we'll just substitute. So vector a was our 5 I cap plus 2 j cap minus 4 k cap plus lambda is there, right, lambda. Take your bracket, full b vector will substitute, that is 3 I cap plus 2 j cap minus 8 k cap, right. So I have substituted. We know our overall what our position vector r, because we are taking it at any point p x y z. So your vector r will be what, x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, right, because they have said you to even find the Cartesian form. So we are just writing this also. If they had said only vector equation, this was your end. This on the vector equation of the line, if they asked, just this will be. Along with that Cartesian if they have asked means you have to do all this. Write down same I cap plus 2 j cap minus 4 k cap and this lambda of 3 I cap. If you want you can multiply lambda, you can open up the bracket or you can keep at the end you have to just do it. See, I cap, we will combine it, so you'll get 5 plus 3 lambda I cap, then j cap, so plus 2 lambda j cap, then you have here plus k cap part, you're getting minus 4, even here you have minus 8 lambda k cap, right? X I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. So after coming at this point, if you want, you can go with the same eliminating lambda we get, or else same your formula, that is x minus x1 divided by a, y minus y1 divided by b, z minus z1 divided by c. You'll get the same. So if we eliminate the lambda and when we are equating it, so we get x minus x1 is what, 5 divided by your a is here 3 is equal to y minus y1 is 2 and your b is also 2 is equal to z minus z1 is your, see, minus 4 it is, so minus into minus becomes your plus, so plus 4 whole divided by your c is what, minus 8. So this is your Cartesian form and this was your vector form. I hope this is clear. It's very easy, this problems, 2 marks it carries, so focus on it. Pause the video to note it down, students. In the same way, what we had done through 2 given points, which we have done vector and same Cartesian, we'll see one question to that too. Find the vector equation for the line passing through the points -1, 0, 2 and 3, 4, 6. Only they are asking you vector equation. Okay. So obvious we are taking vector A, vector B as the position vectors of the point AB. So A becomes what? Minus I cap. So this is 0, so we will skip it, plus 2 k cap, right? 0 j cap it will be, which will be 0 only. We'll take directly 2. We have vector B, so this becomes 3 I cap plus 4 j cap plus 6 k cap. Okay. Our R be the position vector of any point on the line we are taking. Then the vector equation in this, how it is given? Vector R is equal to vector A plus lambda of B, vector B minus vector A. See, here you have to find your vector B minus vector A. So directly I can find here only, right, vector B minus vector A at the start only, because we know through 2 given points vector B minus vector A we need only. So after writing your vector A, vector B, you can write directly here vector B minus vector A. I just wanted to show you, so I didn't write here this step. So we can do 3. How we'll get 3 minus, already minus 1 will be there, I cap, plus you have directly 4 only. Here it is 0, right? So you'll get just 4 j cap. Then you have plus 6 minus 2 k cap. You'll get like this here, and I'll write, I don't have space. So 3 minus into minus becomes plus, so 3 plus 1 you'll get 4 I cap plus 4 j cap. 6 minus 2 is again 4, so you'll get 4 k cap. I wanted to show you just directly. If you understand, you can write it. Okay, like see, 3 plus 1 you will get 4, here 4 there is 0, so it will be 4, 6 minus 2 it will be 4. So we will substitute the same. Your vector A is minus I cap plus 2 k cap plus lambda of vector B minus vector A, you are getting 4 I cap plus 4 j cap plus 4 k cap. Yes, you are getting this. Just arrange it, that's it, because just they are asking. If we arrange, I guess no need of arranging also, you can leave it here. So this is your vector equation, right? Same if they ask Cartesian for this. For this Cartesian is what? X minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1 was here this only, B minus vector B minus vector A, it was, right? So for Cartesian form this, so you have to do only x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. To write this you have to write the let r be the position vector on any point. Okay, that sentence you have to write. Now I'm just showing here they have not asked the Cartesian, but I'm just showing. If Cartesian B means how it will be, lambda 4 I cap plus 4 j cap plus 4 k cap. So you can arrange it. Your I plus z k cap is equal to your I part, j part and k part. So what you'll get, minus 1 plus 4 lambda, right, I cap, then j you have just 4 lambda j cap, you'll be having 2 plus lambda 4 k cap, right. Same x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 it is. Your x2 minus x1 means what, your vector b minus vector a, you are getting the same. So how it will be, x minus x1, it is already minus, so this becomes plus 1 divided by 4. Then it will be y minus y1 is the your 0, so y divided by 4 you will get is equal to z minus your z1 is 2, x2 minus x1 is your 4, right. This will be your Cartesian form. Since they have not asked, I have just shown you in this case also how you have to do. By seeing this you have understood, Liv, it is very simple, you have understood, I know that, just applying the formulas, just I showed you in case. Next we'll proceed to shortest distance. As I've said you, few topics have been reduced, silly topics only they have reduced, not much difference, but still I have even sent you what all it has been reduced. Your angle between two lines, after this that part is removed, so we are not dealing with it, we'll deal with the shortest distance. So we'll study now shortest distance between two lines. You see there will be two lines in space, okay, if they intersect, intersection means what, like this, here they are intersecting, right, if you have like this, they are intersecting, two lines only, right, this is one line and this is one line, this is one line. So when they intersect, the shortest distance between two lines, how we can find, when you intersect there is no distance between two, so this will be what, 0, right. The shortest distance when they intersect, it is 0. Same if they are parallel, see two lines, these are parallel, it can be like this. So when they are parallel, so how you find the distance, this only, right, this line only you consider to find the distance, you check it, right. So this is obvious, a perpendicular you are getting, so shortest distance between your parallel lines is your perpendicular distance, whatever this is your perpendicular, right, this line is perpendicular to your both line. When you have intersect, it will be 0, when they are parallel you will get the perpendicular distance, okay, like this two cases you are having. Now some lines will be there, neither they intersect nor they are parallel also, like for suppose like this, if they are, see these are neither they are intersecting nor they are parallel also, right, see they are not parallel. If one is like this, how you can take, one is like this, for this lines how do we find, so such pair of lines are coplanar and they are called as skew lines, these lines are called as skew lines. So distance between skew lines, how we will do, we'll see, if skew lines, for this also a perpendicular type we will draw, okay, for this also shortest distance we consider it as a perpendicular and we will derive it, okay, we'll see. Just wanted to know what is your skew lines, wanted to show you, okay, this your intersection, this your parallel, whenever some lines will be neither it will intersect nor it will parallel, for that lines we called it as skew lines or coplanar, they are coplanar and they are called skew lines, okay. So this is the thing, what all I just explained in sentence, I have written the same definitions for everything. when the lines space intersect at a point, they are 0. When they are parallel perpendicular distance, the lines which neither intersect, they are called as, you can underline this, non-coplanar and skew lines. And I have even written, for skew lines, the line of the shortest distance will be perpendicular to both the lines. Okay, I hope this much is clear. So we'll see this part. So we'll see distance between two skew lines. So we are considering distance between two skew lines. We are taking line L1, L2. Okay. Shortly, in short, just I'll explain you. Then writing the whole in a sentence form. Again, I'll tell you what all you have to write. I'll mark it. So shortly, just main points, the equations, I'll write it. Means I'll explain you that in a sentence and all as usual. I'll tell you what all you have to write. So we have taken two lines, two skew lines it is, okay, because you can see these are neither parallel or like this there. Kind of, you can take like this somewhat, okay, you are understanding, right? One is the distance, you see here it is big, here it is small. So we are considering that if you have two lines, the equation of a line, how it is given. If I take for the first line, your vector R, position vector obvious, how it is given. A1 I am taking for this, okay, plus lambda, okay, lambda vector B1. You can take this as equation 1, and for your line 2 it will be a vector A2 plus, here lambda you can take as a mu, you call it as mu, okay, vector B2. Take this as equation 2. Okay, your equation of line now just we have studied. It is a vector lambda B vector, right? So same, I am just considering that 2 points, the whole 3-dimensional I am not drawing it. Why? Because already we know in your axis, yes, considering like this, all axis you took for a point, you had drawn a position vector. So same this, okay, but the same when you have your like this cuboid, in that it is, so just points I am taking, the lines I am taking and just explaining you. So just remember the formulas and all, that's it. So as you can see here, we are taking position vector from your S, it will be A1, from your T it will be A2, we have taken, for P we have taken B1 and Q as B2, position vectors for each line this, right? And this points, it is S is a point on line S1, S and P, and T is on your line 2. So position vector for S1, considering your origin and all, A1 we have taken, A2, and this is as B1, B2. So you can see the shortest distance between these lines. Here if you draw, you see this you are getting as long, means this width is too much, and here you can see this is short. So you can consider PQ as your shortest distance, and this PQ unit vector we consider as n cap, right? You have done your unit vector, how it was, vector R, then modulus of vector R it was, right? So in the same way here what we are doing, we are considering with the position vectors. So n cap is given by B1 cross vector B2 whole divided by modulus vector B1 cross vector B2. Okay, this they have given. Your n cap you will get in such a way. Just main points I am writing. Directly you can write this, the angle between these 2 points, you can take it as a theta, and you can write it how, therefore PQ is equal to ST mod cos theta. This is from your angle between 2 lines, which the topic they have reduced. They have said you topic which they have reduced, that is all interlinked. So we are taking, therefore your cos theta, if you want to find cos theta, how it will become, modulus, right, vector PQ dot vector ST whole divided by modulus PQ vector into modulus ST vector. This is from angle between 2 lines, angle between 2 lines, it is given, this is the formula, it is given by this. So directly you write the formula, no need of going in depth and all, just for your understanding it is. So at the end the required shortest distance I'll just write it directly. The formula I'll consider, or else wait. PQ is given as D n cap, okay, and your ST is given as vector A2 minus vector A1. This is all which we studied for your distance between two lines, 2 points, okay, the same. And into D, PQ they have given as D and ST, okay. You can write, since vector ST it is taken, as I have said you, this position vector we have taken A2 and this position vector as A1. So how it becomes A2 minus A1, vector A2 minus vector A1. Simple. Here you can see your D get cancels. Your n cap, just to substitute in this I had written this, your n cap will substitute what it is, vector B1 into vector B2, okay, and whole divided by what you have, vector B1 cross vector B2, modulus it is, right. This remain as it is, vector A2 minus vector A1, and then you have just ST. Your modulus of PQ is as D, modulus of ST is as just S, okay. Vector modulus of vector ST, take it as ST, modulus of PQ vector as a D. Simple, just remember this, that's it. Don't go, because here your physics needs it and all. If you go in a depth you will only forget. It's just formulas I'm just explaining you. What is its end formula, I'll just write it. So the shortest distance between this line, which is PQ, is the shortest distance. So it is given as directly. So this is the shortest distance between your PQ, between the two skew lines. Shortest distance formula is given by D is equal to modulus vector B1 cross vector B2 into vector A2 minus vector A1, whole divided by modulus vector B1 cross vector B2, close the modulus, okay. Remember these formulas. I don't know whether they'll ask this, okay. Just main points here. Cos theta we have found, whatever. After getting your cos theta here, substitute, take this as equation 4 if you want, substituting in this. So here you can see your ST get cancels and remaining will be PQ is equal to this whole things, which PQ we have taken as D, that is your shortest distance. Here you can see D directly, which means it is PQ is equal to ST mod cos theta it was. So your whole cos theta, what you have got, this you had got, and you had ST also, your ST you had. So this ST get cancels and you will be left only with this, okay. So writing all the in sentence, here you can see, from here you start, let L1, L2, this diagram you can draw, everything is there, fully you do, whole thing, okay, everything what all just I have said, main points is middle they have written the sentences ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So ನೀವು full ಬರೀರಿ, ನಾನು ಮೇನೇನು ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ just formulas ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. And middle angle between two lines ಅದು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So here you can consider my notes also which I have given. Here I have written from angle between two lines, okay. This is your angle between two lines formula, it is, this is only a formula, just considering that formulas they have just written it off. So write all this. They may or they may not ask also, but better for your understanding you write it. Pause the video to note it down. So till here you write at the end, required shortest distance, okay, till here you write. So the Cartesian form, how it is going to see, this is your vector form, right. Here I'll write just vector form. So you should remember this formulas only are main important. This in your vector form between two skew lines, and now in your Cartesian form. So Cartesian form, your L1 how we have taken, x minus x1 by a1 is equal to y minus y1 by b1 is equal to z minus z1 by c1. Your L2, x minus x2 by a2 is equal to y minus y2 by b2 is equal to z minus z2 by c2. So the Cartesian form, how it is taken for the I am just writing SD. SD means shortest distance. You are taking a determinant. Okay, first we are finding determinant. How we are doing? x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. This is given, your Cartesian form is given like this. So what we will do? A1, b1, c1, right? A1, b1, c1, and sorry, c1 it is. You have a2, b2, c2. So this determinant, and then dividing it by square root. Okay, taking its square root, b1 into c2, b1 into c2 minus b2 into c1, b2 into c1 whole square, same, plus c1 into a2, this you are multiplying, c1 into a2 minus c2 into a1, c2 into a1 whole square. Next is a1 into b2 minus a2 into b1 the whole square. Okay, this is square root, and then whole determinant. This is the whole determinant. Understood? This is your Cartesian form, shortest distance. It is given as like this. Okay, just remember the formulas, because directly formulas only they are giving, and you have to use in your problems. Problems only are main important for this. So only remember the formulas, your vector form, your Cartesian form. It's well enough. Here in your square root, how we are taking? First b1 minus c2, b2 minus c1 whole square. Second is how shall I give you? Dotted line I am giving. c1 into a2, okay, and then c2 into a1. This is your second. Your third is again solid I am giving, a1 into b2, b1 into a1. This is your third. 1, 2, 3. See, this is 1, dotted line your 2, and again your solid line third. Squaring. Okay. So this was the distance between two skew lines. Distance between parallel lines and form examples, exercise part we will do in our next class. Okay, I hope it is clear. Just focus on your formulas, do it that, then it is, your questions are very easy. Just they'll ask you directly vector form, Cartesian form of your equation of a line of 2 points between skew lines, they'll ask like this. So just remember this formulas and write everything whatever I have said you. Okay, we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.